Alright, boys and girls, we are back for our 1 year update on our rust experiment. I will put the original video called Long-Term Rust something up there in the corner. And just to kind of remind you, I'll go over, I got a little cheat sheet. I just went and watched that video. That was kind of the, to remind me what we did to all these. These were slightly prepped in slightly different ways. As you can see, they're a little bit dirty, so I do have a wet rag. I'll wipe them down here in a second. We'll take a look at it. Bar stock 1, we used the naval rust jelly on here, and then this was the Rust-Oleum bed liner that got put on there. Bar stock number 2 was the Rust Fix product. Basically turns the rust into like a black oxide is what they said. And then we shot that with just the old Krylon flat black paint, so not really an outdoor or rust paint. 3 got several treatments. Underneath here, there goes my cheat sheet. Under the back portion was the first time I ever attempted the vinegar, which worked phenomenal. On top of the vinegar, we brushed on the Rust-Oleum Hammerite out of a can. On this side, this got rust jelly and then was left exposed. This was rust jellied, and then the Rust-Oleum rust stop or rust fix was sprayed onto it and then left out without any top coat paint. And number 4 was basically the Pour 15 treatment. We used the Pour 15 two-step prep products and then the Pour 15 over there. So let me wipe some of the just surface dust off these. We'll take a look. Alright, that's a little better. And all in all, this is the rust jelly number 1 with the truck bed liner. Did fairly well. There's no real deep, pitting or bubbling or anything like that I was kind of looking for. Number 2 was our rust stop and just flat black Krylon. I mean, that's just the Fusion cheap stuff you get at Walmart. And, no serious damage here. One reason I'm looking at the bottom is I did have this sitting on a piece of cardboard, just so it wouldn't transfer any rust to the top of the Fiat where I had this sitting for pretty much the last year. I should have pictures of it in the snow, buried. This is the, semi-arid high desert environment of Central Oregon, so this isn't going to be quite as corrosive as, next to the coast with the salt water, or even in like, the valley or Seattle. We only get whatever it is, 8 inches of rain a year. So, but this was what my test was, and so far, I mean, no significant failures. Even the score marks, there's no pitting and pulling from all those. Obviously, where it's down to bare metal, there's a little bit of rust there. But the other thing is, if you take a look at the unexposed or the treated areas of just the exposed rusted metal, you can definitely tell with just some cheap Krylon, it does keep the rust down. And number 3, is kind of a little bit special. We did all sorts of stuff. The naval jelly and the rust stop. There is a little bit of rust trying to come through, but it's clearly better than just the rust removal. It kept most of the rust from coming back. Certainly on the bottom where it was sitting on that wet cardboard, it didn't do quite as well. And the Hammerite, the brush on is a little bit thicker, and it seemed to, there's no bubbling or chipping. I would say, that's pretty successful. And again, this is, stationary. It's in one place. And then this is the Pour 15 with all the Pour 15 products. Its score mark is, I can't chip any off there. It's not bubbling. It's a little thick here in the corners. I think that was just me rushing the application of it. On the bottom, it's not too bad. And I have more because I did the driver's side in Pour 15 when we did the floorboards. I'll take you in there and kind of give you a look of Pour 15 under a little bit harder use than just sitting outside for a year. Alright, now I know this is going to be a little bit hard to show up, but I wanted to show you, because I keep all sorts of stuff in my truck. I've got spare brake fluid sitting here. There are going to be a little dribbles of oil and stuff. And Pour 15 should be resistant to that, especially for the fact that they have an identical kit that you can put to fix gas tank leaks. So I was very surprised when a little bit of the oil and stuff was underneath here, and I can start peeling this right up. And I believe that was part of my issue with the previous owner's job of his bed liner spray job that he did in here. And so as you can see, we're starting to get back down to that bare metal. So it's kind of an interesting thing. As far as the rest, I mean, it is clearly dirty. This is a used and well-driven truck. All the welds and everything, all the port 15 is doing excellent. One spot where it is not, you'll see right here, and that is simply where I put the heel of my foot onto the gas and to the brake. I'm one of those guys that pivots, and so the heel of my boot or whatever I'm wearing that day sits in the same spot, and it wore through that port 15 because I don't have any rubber liner or anything in here. This was more of a test, you know, on the truck. I didn't do it on the passenger side. Wanted to see how it turned out, and definitely can wear all the way through. And you can even see some of the original surface rust. You know, I've got that shiny down to metal there. So that's basically the little bit of update on the port 15 and the rust project. I told you guys I would do it a year later, and we're at the end of October where we started the experiment last year. And yeah, this is Beast signing off. Let me know if you have any questions. I will put you know, all the links and stuff in the annotations. I may try the rust bullet on some other things, and we'll try to get some more updates as it's coming upon a year here in Oregon. Thanks for watching.